the House vote right now. The debate continues on the floor at this hour, and throughout the next couple of hours, both before and after that vote, we anticipate speaking to a number of members of the House about their vote. And we start off with a man who's become a familiar face to viewers of Power Lunch here. We welcome back Adam Putnam, the representative from Florida, who also chairs the Republican conference, which includes some of those key House Republicans who were so critical to the vote on Monday. Representative Putnam, welcome back, sir.
Thank you. I was just thinking that viewership on business channels in this crisis is kind of like what the Gulf War did for CNN and some of the cable news channels back in the early 90s.
Well, it is an important story, that is for sure. And the important question to you, sir, is do you have a sense of how your membership will vote this time around? Do you have enough votes to pass this measure?
You know, we feel like we do. The Speaker Pelosi has said that she will not bring the bill to the floor if it doesn't appear that they have the votes to pass it. They've been whipping their members. We've been talking to our members, and there have been a number of public comments made by those who voted no earlier in the week that they have either seen new evidence or new data that persuades them to vote for it, or because of some of the changes that the Senate has made on tax policy, they intend to support it.
Congressman Putnam, one of the issues that the market is a little bit worried about is if indeed this does pass, do you have a sense of how soon the money will begin to flow? We've heard estimates of a couple months, couple weeks. Do you have a sense of how soon the relief can get into the pipeline?
Well, I think that, you know, the psychological effect you're frankly already seeing on the stock markets, and the Treasury Secretary, I know, has already begun to put the mechanics in place to be able to run this as efficiently and as quickly as possible, but the psychology is an important piece. I just want to caution viewers, though, particularly those of us who are accustomed to watching the Dow every day, that this bill is really designed much more to impact credit markets and money markets than stock markets. And so there's no doubt in my mind that we're in for some additional rough times ahead for this economy. This bill is intended to unlock those liquidity markets so that credit can be extended to small businesses and savers, and banks begin to loan to one another again. We should not use the Dow as our only barometer on this issue.
The fear, of course, for among those who are, as you all are, up for re-election, those in contested races, that they would not vote yes, fearing the backlash at home. Some went home this week and got a backlash of sorts from small business leaders and so forth, who felt that this bill would help them. But even after that, do you feel that some will still hold fast and vote no because they fear what would happen at home?
I do. I mean, the politically easy vote here is a no vote. But I trust that members of Congress are going to vote their conscience. They're going to weigh the evidence before them. They're going to weigh their convictions and make the decision that they feel is the right one for their district and the right one for this nation. I came to the conclusion over the weekend, as this bill was improved from the original plan that Paulson requested, that we are looking at something that is not a typical cyclical economic downturn, and something that requires extraordinary intervention on the part of the government to unfreeze these credit markets.
Congressman, two quick questions. First, are you aware of any changes that the Senate made that are going to switch some yes votes in the House to no votes?
Yeah, there's some change. You know, the process here is not the prettiest one. This isn't the best way to run a railroad.
So you may have lost a couple of yeses.
Yeah, I think particularly on the Democratic side, there have been some public statements by members who were supportive of the recovery plan as a standalone bill. They don't like the fact that it's been turned into a legislative train, and frankly, I don't blame them.
Oh, and one last question. You know, Mayor Bloomberg just decided to run for a third term because New York can't do without him. Do you wish Secretary Paulson would stay around a little bit into the new administration?
Well, that's up to the next president, and I can guarantee that the next president's not going to be Adam Putnam, so it's not my call. But Secretary Paulson, you know, obviously has tremendous credibility on Wall Street. He has, frankly, less credibility on Capitol Hill than he does on Wall Street. And so, you know, I believe that he's done the best he can with the hand he's been dealt. But you know, there's a push and pull. You know, Washington and Wall Street are two very different places.
Yeah, they hate each other right now. Okay, thank you very much, sir.
That's been a challenge.
Thanks a lot.
Representative Putnam, I know there's a vote coming. You'll need to get to that, so we appreciate your time once again. Thank you for joining us.
All right, let's talk to John Harwood. John, you know, we heard just a second ago that they may have lost a few votes.